So now that I show you this, let me check on you guys. Oh, Tiger, that's so cute. Okay, Canela and Lola are sending you guys a lot of hearts as well. You will listen them later, I'm sure. So what I'm going to be doing now, I'm going to soften my lines a little bit, but I don't want to lose these lines at the same time. So something I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding color. I'm going to be using the lamp black. So let me just soften a little bit the lines. And remember why it's important to erase as much as you can the line, because as soon as the watercolor is in the top of your paper, everything that has graphite is going to stay. You're going to be able to see it. At the same time, I don't want to lose all my lines. I want to be able to see it. So it's like a process that you need to be able to decide how far you need to erase your lines. And it's better just, if you forget to do this, it's better just to leave it the way they are and do not try to erase it, because sometimes then people, and I do that as well, we get desperate because we see the line, then we don't wait that the paper is dry, and then we want to erase it, and then we create the broccoli effect. And guys, it's just better to leave it alone. Okay, so I'm going to start by applying with my 000 a little bit of the lamp black. I'm going to add a little water. And I'm going to add some of the lines because I don't want to, they're so tiny that I want to be able to see it. I want to say this is a very delicate painting for the amount of feathers that we need to be painting. To see where the direction of the feathers are. Of the burned umber. I'm going to clean my brush, and I'm going to grab a little bit of the blue that we have here. Is our phthalo blue. And I'm going to leave the highlight without color, okay? Then the same blue, I'm gonna add a little of this blue into the peak. And then I'm going to grab again the black that is diluted with water. And first I want to paint the top part. Then I'm going to wait this part to be dry to paint the bottom part. It's going to be this part of her eye and her chest, its chest. So I'm going to be using my number 12, and I'm going to be doing this big. It's because the point. So if you have like a long run brush, you can use that. First, what I'm going to be doing is clean it because we don't want to have accident. See, Canela say hello and happy Valentine's. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add clean water to my brush. And here I want to be careful. The colors are going to start like moving, so I'm going just to clean here. Add a little bit of clean water. And this is like, I want to say it's a light yellow. And then what I'm going to do is to mix. Let me just grab another part here, clean my brush, because I want to grab a little bit of the nickel color and I want to mix it with this yellow. Okay, so I have these two colors. I'm going to clean my brush. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply it in the tip of my brush water. Grab a little bit of my yellow. This is a lemon. It's a lemon yellow, okay? And I'm going to paint all around its eye. I want to be careful, do not touch the area if it still is wet. You need to be careful. Around its peak. And when I am applying this yellow, I want to just add extra like strokes inside in this area. Then I'm going to move. And it's okay to leave some areas without color, just the strokes in white. And then I want to grab the orange that we prepared, and I want to follow the color where I see different tones in the background, okay? And that's why it's important to have your reference picture for that. So I'm going to start around the peak, just giving a little like tap tap tap, dabbing, and then here we want to introduce this color, but we don't want to lose the yellow that we have in the bottom, so we just need to be careful the amount that we are adding, okay? So now we need to wait this to get dry, and as we're waiting, I can paint the branch. So for the branch, I'm going to start using a very soft brown. That's my umber with water. And I'm going to start adding some of this color. If you have time, I recommend you to leave alone your painting to dry by its own, better than use a hair dryer. Sometimes during the live we can do that, but sometimes we can't. So let's see. So now I have this brown. I want to add more of the same brown with less water. If you notice, I'm just using the tip of the brush, and as the paper needs to be still wet, I'm going to add some light texture into the piece of branch. Something that I recommend you to do is to have a little piece of kitchen paper, and just remove some of the paint. Like that you will not have the same tone all over. It's a nice brush, right? Yeah, if you are looking for these brushes, you can find in different stores. Michael's, I don't know if Michael has it, but I bought it in Amazon, and I added into my store in Amazon. If you are looking to see all the material that I like to use, you can find them in my Amazon store. So I'm adding a little bit more of this color. And then we can use our rigger or our script liner brush, the one who has a long bristles and thin bristles, just to give an extra, branches, like character. I'm going to grab a little bit of my black, that is a lamp black, but with water it's a little like a grayish, and come back and add a little bit of this color. Okay, so now I'm going to clean my brush, and I need to use my hair dryer because it still is wet. So how you know it's not dry, you can feel it with this part of your hand, and it feels like cold. It's still in the process of getting dry. So I'm going to dry it with my hair. Okay, I'm back, and now I'm going to change the size of my brush, and I'm going to change it for the number round number 0. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is wet my brush with clean water, and I'm going to grab now the nickel with water, the tip of my brush, and I'm going to revisit the area that I see just with the tip of my brush, and I'm going to start adding tiny strokes wherever I see that it has this orangey color. Here you need to really take your time and observe. And these are going to be more like a shadow with the same color that we used before. So that's why it's important to add these little tiny strokes. These are not the last feathers, no. We're still working the background. But now we're working, first we work wet with wet, and now is dry paper with wet paint. So clean your brush and add the same color, and what we're going to do now is we're going to add some strokes, soft strokes, wherever you see that it has the same color as well. That's why it's important to have your reference picture and just bring some colors here and there. Okay, a little bit. So now I'm going to clean my brush. I'm going to grab a little bit of this blue. This blue is our phthalo blue. I'm going to add clean water, because I'm going to start adding some of the background color of the feathers. So I'm going to start again observing, just adding some spots. It's okay to leave white spaces because this bird has these areas who are more lighter and some highlights. So here are tiny strokes, and in this part are more long strokes. But again, in between, leave some white lines. So all this has more blue, tiny strokes. And then I can see some blue here too, and here as well. And some here. And remember, whatever we add is going to be lighter. As soon as it's dry, it's going to be lighter, so I'm not worried for that. Okay, so I'm just trying to see my reference picture, and I'm adding this light blue wherever I see blue. Okay, so I'm going to dry it because no, sorry. Let's clean the brush, add some of the brown, and let me check on your comment. So far so good. Okay, so I'm going to, again with the tip of my brush, I'm going to add some of this burnt umber, whatever I see, with tiny strokes wherever I see this brownish. And again, it's good to leave some areas in white, and it's important to see when the stroke is a long stroke or when the stroke is a small stroke. Here we have more shadow going this way. Okay, so I'm going to grab with my brush a little bit of the lamp black, and I'm going to be mixing it with my umber because I want to have this brown, dark brown color. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to be looking for more shadows, more water. Tiny strokes. Building the colors. Okay, so now it's time to start using our tiny one. So I have here my 00 again, and I'm going to start by working this orange area because I want to give time this part to get dry. Okay, so I'm going to go back with my nickel color, add a little bit of the water, and I'm going to start adding again tiny strokes. Be careful, do not touch the area that is still wet. And this part is like very slow. Take your time. Don't be a rush. Don't be in a rush. Tiny feathers all around this part of its eye, and all this part like this. Just I'm following the direction of the feathers. That's why if you check your picture, you will see where to go. And all this part need to be tiny, tiny strokes. I'm going to grab again same color. This time I'm going to mix it with my brown. And I want to find more the specific here. Let me grab more of the brown. Around its peak, we have this shadow. And I'm going to keep moving with this brown. Yeah, by adding this brown outside, you're making like the effect of the volume. I'm going to grab a little bit of my black and I'm going to work its eye. And the bottom of the peak. And I want to leave like a wide line in between. Sorry, my head. It's nostril. Just wet my brush. I'm going to leave it like that and I can come back later. So now I want to grab again the same brown that we have been using, the umber. I'm going to use it here. And I'm going to start painting the feathers from the body. First I'm going to start here I'm going to move the same direction that is in the bottom. Tiny strokes in this part. How it's very important when you use a correct brush, because everything is going to be easier for you. Here are more like a long strokes. I'm going to clean my brush because I want to use the lamp black. Because this part has this color, more like a dark gray. This part we can add more shadow with the same color. I'm going to keep building this part of the feathers. So the feather has different directions. And you just need to pay attention in just follow the direction of the feathers. More water. I'm going to add a little bit more shadow here and in this part. Here I'm going to grab a little bit of my blue and a little bit of the black. I'm mixing these two colors to have a like reddish bluish tone to start using it in its belly. So let me grab more. Okay. And this part has like a whitish feathers, so we don't need to cover everything. More water, more black, a little more of the blue. This part needs to have more shadow. And of course here we need to have more shadow. I'm going to grab more of the black. And it's better just to go back and add more color than to add a lot of color at the same time, and then you cannot like delete it or erase it. Okay, so I want to grab a little bit of the nickel. With a little bit of the yellow. Because I want to add some more nickel. Some feathers here with this color. Let me check on your comments. Oh, thank you, Barbara. Thank you for coming. So a little of this orange here. And here. Okay. I'm going to clean my brush. I want to grab a little bit of the blue with water. And I want to add some of this part of its tail, a little bit of this blue. So now let's grab the brown, the amber brown, a little bit of our black, lamp black, and I'm going to work its feet. I'm trying to give him the texture of the, you know, the fingers, the toes. I'm going to define better the branch, like that we can see the difference between its toes and the branch. Okay, I'm going to grab a little bit of the nickel color, and I want to add a little bit of this color into this part. A little bit of the lamp black, just to define better the shadows and to understand better what's going on there. So I'm going to grab my blue, a little bit of light gray with the lamp black and water, because I want to define better this part of the feathers. More dark in this part. I want to define more this part of the feathers. More of the lamp black. Just I'm adding more of this black to give more separation between these feathers. Good that we have the lines before, like that we don't lose all the lines. Okay, so let's define better this part. And a little black here. Amber, and I can change for my number 2 round brush. I'm looking the correct color. So here is my brush. I'm going to take a little bit of the color and with this part of my brush I want to give some of this green. You can even stamp it. And I think we have it, girls. So what do you think? Let me just, you can leave it like that, or you can keep like working more detail of the peak, giving more texture to the peak with blue, with black, but always leave this mark in between. Need to be a white line, and here need to be yellowish, and I think that's it.